Hello, fight fans. Dallas Danger here with you. We are back in Kingsport, Tennessee, CJ's Bar for Holiday Havoc, and we have a tie-up in our opening contest. The Ultimate Athlete, David Anthony, shoved into the corner by Jordan Lawrence. Two perennial fan favorites here, locking horns. Duck under, drop toe hold. Nicely done by the Ultimate Athlete. Certainly have to wonder what the future holds as we round out 2019 and head into 2020 for David Anthony. Trying to pick up the pace here. Another drop toe hold. Taking down Jordan Lawrence. On the other side of that coin, what a win would mean for Jordan Lawrence here at Holiday Havoc. Powers the Ultimate Athlete into the corner and unloads a right. Does Jordan Lawrence again, though. Elusive is David Anthony. Drop kick. And once again, the drop toe hold, trying to get something started here in the way of strategy against the bigger, stronger Jordan Lawrence. For the time being, Anthony has him right where he wants him on the mat. Looking for that opening. Is the former television champion. Looks under the clothesline, not once but twice, off the ropes, and just runs into the left shoulder of Jordan Lawrence like a brick wall. Lawrence is going to try to get in the driver's seat and take control of this matchup. Splash, flying cross body there. Gets a near fall for Jordan Lawrence. Both men back to their feet. Lawrence picks up David Anthony and slams him with relative ease. Drops the elbow. Shoulders are down. Only a 1 count there on the lackadaisical cover from Jordan Lawrence. Snapmare. Puts his knee right in the back of David Anthony as he applies that chin lock. Adjusts with the body of David Anthony. Very well done by Jordan Lawrence, who again is just trying to overpower the Ultimate Athlete. Fans in attendance certainly enjoying themselves here in our opening contest as David Anthony is back to his feet. He muscles his way out. But quickly, Jordan Lawrence with the slam and another near fall, failing to hook the leg. Now getting visibly frustrated. Anthony into the corner, uses the ropes to try and get back to his feet. Jordan Lawrence helps him out and starts to unload once again. Another splash into the Bulldog. Plants David Anthony face first. Could this be all? Shoulders are down. Once again, Jordan Lawrence fails to hook the legs, and that allows the Ultimate Athlete to kick out. Whip corner to corner. Catches the leg of David Anthony, but eats the knee. Second rope drop kick. Both men go down. This could be that opening that David Anthony has been looking for. As the referee begins his count, both fighters have till the count of 10 to get back to a vertical base. And they both do almost simultaneously. Jordan Lawrence with the right. David Anthony responds, and now we've got a back and forth. Strategy out the window as this one turns into a slugfest. reversal of the Irish whip. David Anthony ducks the clothesline, unloads a right, blocks the return fire. Clothesline to the back of Jordan Lawrence, but not enough to take him down. Runs into the corner. These two have been evenly matched the whole way. Fireman's carry, but David Anthony adjusts mid-air into the sunset flip. 1, 2, and 3. Impressive victory for David Anthony, who gets back to his winning ways here at Holiday Havok. The bell sounds for our next contest. The dastardly Abel Graves looks across the ring at Chris Magnus. Chris very impressive in his WFS debut against the incredible Huck, Will Huckabee, albeit in a losing effort. Now Abel Graves, the opponent for Chris Magnus. We're tied up in the corner here. And a clean break from the dastardly one. Showing a little respect for the less experienced Chris Magnus. Another tie-up, and Abel Graves again immediately able to back Magnus into the corner. And again breaks clean. Banter back and forth between some folks in attendance here and Abel Graves. Another tie-up, this time at Abel Graves able to lock in the side headlock. Adjusts with the hammerlock and back into the headlock. The veteran Abel Graves, impressive here in the early going. Referee admonishing Graves for that closed fist. Graves turning his back to Carlos Stapleton, our WFS senior official, and gets away with some dirty tactics, but takes down Chris Magnus there. Quick cover. Magnus able to kick out. Irish whip. Magnus ducks under the clothesline and tried to fly in and take down Abel Graves, but Graves stood his ground, and we're back to a bit of a stalemate here. Thought we might have another tie-up there, but a boot to the gut thwarts the effort of Chris Magnus, and Abel Graves starting to show why he is known as Dastardly. In the corner, working over the leg, the lower leg and the knee of Chris Magnus finally. Finally, the referee able to separate Abel Graves and Chris Magnus. Wrenching the arm and taking down Magnus. Drags him to the center. Abel Graves looking for a win and a near fall. what could be going through the sinister mind of Abel Graves here, and he's going to go right back to work on that left knee of Chris Magnus. A lot of pain on the face of Chris Magnus, as perhaps the strongest element of his game is being neutralized here by Abel Graves. Magnus gets to the bottom rope there. Chris likes to pick up the pace with his offense. Hard to do when you can't even hold up your own weight, as is the case seemingly here with Chris Magnus, and Abel Graves begging Magnus to get to his feet seemingly, now taunting him. Abel Graves blocks the right and lands one of his own. Frankly speaking, if we learned anything at all from Chris Magnus's debut in that effort against the Incredible Huck, it's that he is nothing but hard as he pounds the mat, gets back to his feet. Damage could have already been done, though, as once again Abel Graves able to take down Chris Magnus, but the young upstart is not done fighting just yet. Wheels his way into that right hand, and Abel Graves is just begging for more. Finally, spin kick, pump knee. Not sure how much of that he got, utilizing that seemingly injured leg. Enough to daze Abel Graves on the middle rope. Chris Magnus fights through a lot of pain there, hooks the leg, and gets a 2 count on Abel Graves. Magnificent effort, to say the least, from the hobbled Chris Magnus here. He takes a boot to the gut and now eats the top turnbuckle. Abel Graves goes back to work on the offensive. Have to imagine that if he gets an opening, he's going to focus more attention on that knee. Reversal by Chris Magnus, and Abel Graves is in no man's land. Certainly was attempting to stop his momentum, but unable to do so. Chris Magnus, though, is just getting ready to say not taking advantage, but he slides in, basement drop kick. And he might have knocked Abel Graves out there. Has to roll him out of the corner. Shoulders are down, but Abel Graves gets his hand to the bottom rope, and that'll break the pinning attempt of Chris Magnus. And Magnus again hesitating, taking quite a bit of time here, but getting the crowd here at CJ's Bar on his back. Abel Graves to his feet, trading blows, chop, spinning back fist almost from Abel Graves, and once again he'll take control. Now working the cross arm breaker, as it were, on Chris Magnus. Chris Magnus has taken quite a bit of punishment so far. Abel Graves showing no signs of stopping, and he's getting in the face of the official here. Carlos Stapleton, not the sort of referee that will take a lot of gruff. Certainly has to be along the lines of what he was telling Abel Graves there, but Graves back on the offensive. Chris Magnus blocking the suplex, though. Snap suplex on the third attempt by Abel Graves, quickly hooks the leg, shoulders down, but Chris Magnus able to kick out. Abel Graves not letting up, though, immediately into the leg drop. Now drops the knee. He's going to put the vice grip on Chris Magnus. Clubbing right by Abel Graves. Now maybe back to that left knee. Chris Magnus able to escape, kip up. Oh my goodness, but wasn't able to get all the way to his feet, and that allowed Abel Graves to once again strike. Whip into the corner. Graves taking a moment to chat with the crowd, but shortly thereafter, back on the attack. Magnus blocking the right hand not once, now twice, and returning fire, but there's just not a lot left behind those punches. Runs in with the knee. Does Chris Magnus have enough left in the tank? Abel Graves adjusts his position, drops Chris Magnus. Feet on the ropes, referee doesn't see it and counts the 3. Take nothing away from Chris Magnus, but Abel Graves does whatever it takes to get the victory here tonight at Holiday Havoc. Things certainly about to heat up a little bit here at Holiday Havoc. The incredible Huck, Will Huckabee in the green, Brandon Young in the blue, has been referred to in the past as the Lost Boy, but have to imagine he has found himself a little bit here in the World Fighting Showcase. Brandon Young has been very impressive as of late. This, of course, a rematch. Brandon Young picking up a victory over Huckabee, and Huckabee, it seemed to be the straw that broke the camel's back, as it were, for Huck. He attacked Brandon Young post-match there, and ever since has just had a nasty attitude everywhere he's gone. We've got a tie-up, and Huck backs Brandon Young into the corner here in the early going. Strategy's seemingly obvious here. Huck is going to try to ground Brandon Young, use his size advantage, but for now, Brandon Young is working over the arm of Huck. Very tight top wrist lock there, a lot of torque on the shoulder, but Huck expertly reverses into a top wrist lock of his own. Beautiful reversal by Brandon Young there. Again, he is going to try to pick up the pace. He's going to fly a little bit. That is the game of Brandon Young. Now, Huckabee caught with his shoulders on the mat. Brandon Young with a quick count of 1, and Huck gives the business to Carlos Stapleton. Huckabee with plenty to say to everybody here. Another tie-up rear waist lock by Huckabee. Just tying up Brandon Young into the side headlock. Reaching down on the side of the head. Brandon Young fighting back though. Going to take a lot more than that to do away with Brandon here. Excellent wrestling that you have come to expect from the WFS as Brandon Young reverses and applies the hammerlock now into his own side headlock. Huck tries to shoot him off, but Brandon Young hangs on, has it locked in. Huck again tries to use his strength, but Brandon Young so impressive here. Huckabee's feet in the ropes, that's going to break the hold. Brandon Young trying to go back on the offensive, but Huckabee is still in the ropes. He's going to take his time getting back to action here. Brandon Young respecting that. Huck luring Brandon Young into a test of strength. Brandon Young, though, one step ahead of Huck on that exchange. Huck will back Young into the corner. Huck not breaking clean that time, though. Hits the back elbow. Now the Irish whip up and over goes Brandon Young, and the pace is going to pick up, but not for long. Shoulder tackle by Huck, and he flexes as he admires his handiwork. Pace picks up once again. Leapfrog by Brandon Young and a drop kick. Stuns Huck, but doesn't quite take him down. Nice reversal there. Huckabee grabs the hair and throws Brandon Young to the mat. Now Will Huckabee's going to use the middle rope to his advantage. He's going to make the referee earn his pay here today. Using every bit of that count before clubbing the chest of Brandon Young, who's just tied up in the ring ropes. Now back into the center of the ring we go. Huckabee continuing to inflict pain. Brandon Young reaching out, looking to get to a rope. Now seeing that that's not possible from this position in the ring, he's going to have to find another way out of this hold. Turns his body around, gets to his feet, punches to the gut. Once again off the ropes, but the knee of Will Huckabee thwarting that effort. Lateral press. And seemingly out of instinct alone, Brandon Young gets the shoulder up. Huckabee can't believe it and is going to have more words with Carlos Stapleton. Face first into the top turnbuckle goes Brandon Young. What an incredible, no pun intended, knife edge chop by Will Huckabee. Forearms and now going to the face, the eyes. Taking every advantage he can is the incredible Huck as he unloads another knife edge chop across the chest of Brandon Young. looks for retreat and respite in another corner. This time ducks under, and Brandon Young is fired up. But Brandon Young, once again, I mean, every time it seems like Brandon gets some momentum, Huck is there to cut him off, hooks the leg, and another near fall. You may not like the attitude of Will Huckabee here, but you've got to admire his strategy. Every time that the pace picks up, Huck slows it back down, trying to take the crowd out of it, trying to keep Brandon Young from flying too high, as it were. Another clothesline. Brandon Young has endured a lot of offense from Huck here. Young is still going to fight back. Back in the corner, out of the way is Brandon Young. Caught by Huckabee and dropped. The body of Brandon Young goes lifeless. Moonsault attempt from the second turnbuckle. Huckabee misses, but Brandon Young will connect. Hooks the leg immediately and gets a count of 2. A high risk from Huck we're not used to seeing. And that gives the separation for Brandon Young to pick up the pace, but again, as soon as he gets some momentum, spinebuster by Huckabee, and that is not quite it. Referee's hand inches away from hitting the mat for 3. Have to wonder how much Brandon Young has left in the tank here. Huckabee goes back to work. Ducked under twice off the springboard with the cutter. Both men down. Can Brandon Young get over and make the cover? Great ring awareness by Huckabee. Rolls over off of his shoulders. Both men stirring, but still down on the mat as the referee continues to count. Huck the first to a vertical base, but Brandon Young follows shortly, and we're exchanging forearm blows here. Reversal of the Irish whip by Huckabee. Brandon Young goes over the ropes out to the apron, doing everything he can to get in a better position off the ropes again. Ducks under. Nice head scissors by Brandon Young. Single leg drop kick. Backs Huckabee into the corner. Brandon Young rolls through the snap mare. Basement drop kick. Huck's shoulders are down. Brandon Young gets over on top, but not able to put all of his weight down, and that allows Huckabee to stay alive in what has been an instant classic of sorts here. Huckabee under the kick. Rolls up Brandon Young. Feet on the ropes, not again. No, this time Carlos Stapleton catches Huck. We saw in the last match Abel Grave getting a pin with feet on the ropes, and this time Huckabee tries the same, and Carlos Stapleton there to break the pinning attempt. Huck is very frustrated. Brandon Young comes to now. Right hand by Huck, and he's going to go right back to the argument. That allows Brandon Young a thrust kick and Enziguri. Huckabee might be out on his feet. What a flurry of offense from Brandon Young. 1, 2, and Brandon Young with another impressive victory over Will Huckabee. Brandon Young ending 2019 on a bit of a win streak as he has his hands raised once again. World Fighting Showcase Tag Team Championships on the line. Big Nick Henson and Asher the Axe Adams, the Thrillbillies, in a bit of a new role here, defending the titles against DP Holiday and Jamie Gibson, the Riders of the Apocalypse. These two teams have gone to war for months now. All over those WFS Tag Team Championships. Jamie Gibson, going to start things off for the Riders, and Nick Henson for the Thrillbillies. Familiar foes in the collar and elbow tie-up here. Gibson gets the early upper hand and just paintbrushes Nick Henson in the corner. I think if I had slapped Nick Henson across the face, I would do the same thing. Clear frustration on the faces of the Riders. I have to imagine that they've been salivating over the opportunity to get those tag team titles back. Gibson and Henson locked up, and the bigger Nick Henson just throwing Jamie Gibson down, and Gibson backs himself into a corner. Nick Henson not going to give him any time to catch his breath, though. Goes right to the outside and punishes Jamie Gibson for retreating. Nick Henson gonna step back inside the ropes as DP Holiday consoles his partner on the outside. Billies are all fired up. They're happy to be the WFS Tag Team Champions, and they want the crowd heavily involved here. Jamie Gibson back up on the apron. Doesn't seem quite as excited as Nick Henson and Asher Adams, but finally steps back through the ropes, favoring his groin there. Gibson calling the referee over now with Hate to see a championship contest end with a stoppage. And Jamie Gibson going to go right for the slam, but nothing doing there. May have hurt his back, and Henson shows him how it's done. Scoop slam. Over into the corner. Oh, and Jamie Gibson goes to the eye. Asher Adams was right there. He saw it all, but nothing that the official can do there, I don't believe. Gibson will go to work on Henson now. Arm wringer into the top wrist lock. Unorthodox strategy there. Jamie Gibson headbutting. The hand of Nick Henson, and that's just sending shockwaves right up the arm and shoulder of the big man. But a reversal into a hammerlock by Henson. Gibson reaching out, trying to get to the ropes or maybe even the tag. Down to the mat goes Gibson. Shoulders are down there, referee in position, but Jamie Gibson able to get out of that predicament for the time being, I should say. Henson back to work now. First tag of the contest. In comes the Axeman, Asher Adams. Nick Henson just hands that top wrist lock over to his teammate, and the freshman Adams continues the attack on Jamie Gibson. DP Holiday's seen enough. He's going to try to get in, and that takes the eyes and the attention of Carlos Stapleton. That was the opening Jamie Gibson needed. That's the thing about the Riders of the Apocalypse. You can't get too comfortable, because just when you think you've got things under control, the former champs Riders of the Apocalypse using any means necessary as DP Holiday now legal for the Riders. Asher Adams down on the mat. My goodness, DP just stomping on the ankle. Nick Henson over in the corner trying to get the great fans here in attendance behind Asher Adams. But for now, Holiday is just punishing. Asher tried to walk away. Nice roll up there. Just like that, though, DP Holiday focuses back in and takes down Adams with the clothesline. Runs in with that kick to the back and then knocks Henson off of the apron. Amy Joe's going to get involved now as well. The numbers game starting to come into effect for the Riders. The throat of Asher Adams being pressed down on that ring rope. Red in the face is Adams. Abby, the dancing waitress, has seen enough. She's getting over there and getting involved with Amy Joe. Spine buster, meanwhile, inside the ring. Another tag, DP Holiday in. continuing to unload on Asher Adams. Holiday cuts off half of the ring from Asher Adams, putting his body in the way of the tag that the Axeman so desperately needs. Nick Henson in the corner, fired up, ready to get back in this contest. But things are certainly looking grim for the current WFS Tag Team Champions. Nowhere for Asher Adams to go. Every way that Adams turns his body, DP Holiday there to adjust. Adams trying to get to his feet, but he finally does get up. Back elbows to the gut, but DP Holiday meets him with that knee lift. Double team opportunity as Jamie Gibson comes back in. Once again, Jamie Gibson distracting the referee and going low on Asher Adams. Tying him up now in that submission hold. Into the Russian leg sweep, but doesn't release the hold. Impressive work by Jamie Gibson, the veteran. Now he's going to roll over Asher Adams, gets a count of 2. Jamie Gibson almost can't believe that Asher got out of that one. Another tag here. The Revelation, DP Holiday in now to continue the onslaught by the Riders. Asher Adams fighting back, but not much left behind those strikes by Adams, and now right hands by DP. Adams ducks under, both men go down. Can Asher Adams get to the corner in the outstretched hands of Big Nick Henson and make the tag? Have to be honest right now, I think that's the only opportunity, the only chance really that the Thrill Billies have of retaining at this juncture is Asher Adams getting to that tag. Both men to their knees. Asher Adams leaps and makes the tag. So does DP though. Nick Henson with left jabs, jumps into an elbow, and that sends Jamie Gibson all the way to the outside of the ring, and Henson goes right after him. Meanwhile, DP Holiday is back up, and this one is breaking down. Referee not even sure what to do here. Legal men are on the outside, fighting all over CJ's bar as Asher Adams flies in. Cannonball Senton, and Amy Joe's going to get up on the apron now. She's barking at Asher Adams. DP Holiday nearly knocking Amy Joe off the apron there. And he got knocked back into the ropes, and Amy Joe goes down. Jamie Gibson running over to check on his wife. That allows both Thrill Billies to get into the ring. Looking for the double team, not able to get up the big man, DP Holiday. 2-on-1 here. DP Holiday falls backwards over top of Nick Henson, and both Thrillbillies pin DP Holiday. Asher Adams and Nick Henson will retain the WFS Tag Team Championships. The Thrillbillies stayed in this one long enough to get the opportunity to double team DP Holiday and get the victory over the Riders of the Apocalypse. Main event time here at Holiday Havok. Sensational Wayne Atkins back in the building here at CJ's Bar. Last month, of course, at Gold Rush, he was unable to compete, had some travel woes, as it were. Had to forfeit the CJ's Bar Championship to the Scottish sensation Murphy Costigan. Now a double champion, holding not only that CJ's Bar title, but also the WFS Television Championship. At least for tonight, only the CJ's Bar title on the line. Wayne Atkins trying to win back a title that, frankly, he never lost. Costigan very confident as of late, though. And what's going on here? Oh, Costigan pulling something out of his boot, hiding it under the ring, while Carlos Stapleton was checking the equipment of Wayne Atkins. Have to see how that plays out, of course, in his rematch with David Anthony last month at WrestleCade, and what a match it was. Costigan utilizing a loaded knee pad. The Scottish sensation coming up with new creative ways to duck the rules here in the World Fighting Showcase and keep a hold of his titles. We have our first tie-up of the contest now. Wayne Atkins goes to work the arm, taking the first advantage, as it were, give the experience and agility advantage to the challenger Atkins. Size and strength, perhaps, to the champion Costigan. Frustrations early as Costigan shouting at the fans as now he'll take the advantage. Side headlock applied. I don't know that he has it all the way cinched in. Atkins will back him into the ropes, shoot him off, spin out, but meet the shoulder tackle. And Costigan once again taunts the crowd. Nice hip toss there by the sensational one into the arm drag. Standing drop kick takes down the champion. Wayne Atkins is ready to try to win back that CJ's Bar title. Costigan retreating to the corner for now. Intense stare down between champion and challenger here in our main event. Costigan finally to his feet and out of the corner. Looks like we might get back to action here. As always, the crowd here at CJ's Bar firmly behind sensational Wayne Atkins, who goes right back on the offensive, working the arm, and now we finally see a little bit of that frustration from Wayne. Losing a title without ever stepping into the ring, or even the building for that matter, last month at Gold Rush. And Atkins has Costigan in a bad way in the early going, but right hand to the mush. Costigan tripping over Atkins on the drop down. Another beautiful arm drag, and sensational Wayne Atkins back in the driver's seat on the road back to the CJ's Bar title. Costigan flailing now, trying to get free. Wayne Atkins dropping the leg down on that arm. He has really focused his attack and his offensive strategy on the arm and shoulder of Murphy Costigan. Impressive headstand, drops the knees down. Wayne Atkins having some fun with the patrons here at CJ's Bar, who are in attendance tonight for Holiday Havok. What a great night of action here, culminating in our main event, and Costigan sees the opening, goes to the eyes. There's that agility I spoke about earlier from Wayne Atkins, but he's trapped on that second rope, and Murphy Costigan takes the advantage. Now the champion will go to work on the leg of the challenger, sensational Wayne Atkins. Twisting the knee. Oh, now just kicking the knee before reapplying his grip and rolling through does Murphy Costigan. Now a little insult to injury from the champion, but that gives Wayne Atkins an opening to get back in this. Costigan follows him off the ropes. Discus forearm takes down Atkins once again. Costigan hooks the leg and gets a near fall. Wise strategy by Costigan after the 2 count, goes back on the attack. Focused on that leg. Costigan content to just lock on a hold and do as much damage as he can. Wayne Atkins gets his hand on the bottom rope, and referee counting, but Costigan going to utilize every bit of that count. Of course, if Costigan is disqualified, he will lose the match, but keep the CJ's Bar title. Wayne Atkins still fighting back. Have to admire the determination of the sensational one. Costigan off the ropes. Takes out the legs of Wayne Atkins and gets a very near fall, that close to retaining the CJ's Bar Championship. Single leg crab applied by Costigan. He has made it very clear that his strategy is to take out the legs of Wayne Atkins, allowing him to slow down the pace, ground the challenger. Feels almost wrong to call Wayne Atkins the challenger for the CJ's Bar title, but that is the situation that we find ourselves in as Wayne Atkins fights once again out of a Murphy Costigan hold. Can Wayne get to his feet and take advantage of this opening? Costigan has used the ropes to get his balance back, and he'll go right back to Atkins, but Wayne returns fire with those right hands. Once again, Costigan follows him off the ropes. Wayne ducks under, though. Great ring awareness, and he is unloading on the CJ's Bar champion. Off the ropes now. Wayne gets a little bit of height on that. Back elbow. Takes down Costigan. Very wise of Murphy to roll off of his shoulders there. That's enough to keep Wayne Atkins from winning our main event here and regaining the CJ's Bar title, at least for now. Wayne back to his feet, but hobbled by all the damage done to that left knee. Off the ropes, but Wayne's got a little bit left in the right. Nice kick there. Once again, takes down Costigan. Lateral press. Wayne Atkins fails to hook the leg, and Costigan gets it onto the bottom rope. Now, hang on just a second. Costigan reaching under the ring. That's where he put whatever that is that he's now loading up into that knee pad. Unbeknownst to Wayne Atkins, Costigan catches the kick and unloads the knee, no pun intended. And by hook or by crook, Murphy Costigan wins again. Abby, the dancing waitress, is not pleased with this result, but whether Abby or anyone else likes it, Murphy Costigan is still CJ's Bar champion.